they're doing you a favor. And it proves so, so true. So, so true. In politics, Dorothy encouraged me to be a worthy representative, and it meant a lot. She told me that I was a worthy representative. And life as a representative can be lonely in spite being surrounded by lots of people all the time. Today, 5 months later, we gather here to celebrate a truly great lady who over the past 5 years I've gotten to know through our mutual love of the game of golf. I became her golf coach in December 2019 when at Port Royal, and I ran a Port Royal Golf Development Program, and everything's in context. My first name is Kim. I taught a lot of the young Asian professionals coming to Bermuda to become accountants from New York and Canada and the like. They look in the phone book, oh, we can call Mr. Kim. So, but little did they know that my family were very immersed in the Chinese community anyway. My wife, as a young mother, lived in Canal Street, owned 2 Chinese restaurants in St. Petersburg. When Chinese people go out to dinner with us, she orders, and she doesn't order from the restaurant. And if the restaurant owns a supermarket, she knows they've got the ingredients to make the dish that she knows. And Dorothy plugged into that very well because she didn't like to cook, but she loved a good meal. Coaching Dorothy at Port Royal Golf Course was ideal because we had a great practice facility and were a world-class golf course that hosted the PGA Tour. That's a story for another day. She appreciated my evaluation of her game, gravitated well to my teaching style, and indulged my drills. That little section there is for somebody else here present who I teach. Just indulge my drills. The drills will teach the skills. I assigned without hesitation or question. She immediately enjoyed the improvement and vowed to come back and continue, which she did. And in January 2020, just before COVID, we organized a 9-hole developmental golf tournament, which I ran every 2 weeks anyway, but I called it the Port Royal Developmental Lunar Golf Classic, and she played in that. And I put a team together that was supposed to win, but she was second place, and she was happy. They won prizes. And the young 9-year-old at the time is probably one of our most successful young golfers today. He's 16, 17, winning tournaments in Texas today, young Oliver Bashard. And through that, she shared with me, through those connections and those golf lessons, she shared with me a profound love for her community first and foremost. She was proud to be Asian. And you know, during COVID, I'll never forget, she took it on. It was almost like she felt the pain of the Asian community when people treated the Asian community badly. You know, over the last 5 or 6 years, there have been some stuff said and some people who haven't been kind to the Asian community. She took that on in a way that I admired, being an advocate for persons. And I just think that just in my little platform here, that if there's any way that someone could make representation beyond today, beyond there, of how really great she is. There are monuments all around, but she possessed human qualities that were second to none because she didn't allow her humanity to be just with the Asian community. She was teaching me while I was teaching her. And I've been taught golf by some of the greatest people that ever walked the life, and I've been sponsored by some of the greatest folks that have been around in business and own major companies and the like. But her humbleness didn't outshine her brilliance. She didn't wear her brilliance, her academia on her sleeve. She humbled herself to be able to put herself down to her level. She was able to take a country guy like me, bring herself down to my level, and teach me. Because I was taught by great people who recognized I had the capacity to learn, but some people learn from others. And so she was teaching me things about politics, about life, beyond just showing her golf and how she took on my drills and the like. She was teaching me how to be that better person. And I believe, having listened today, this is what she did for many that are here gathered today. And you know, I just had to say that, you know. In 2024, having talked about many times the golf trips that she liked to take, you know. She went to the British Open. I said, look, you should put your name down for the lottery. She won it. I've been putting my name down for the lottery to go to the Masters and the British Opens. Although I have friends that play in the events, I don't like to pull those levers. She gets to go to the 150th British Open. When Tiger almost won, and Tiger's been fighting all types of stuff the last couple of years. The one time he could have won that major, she was there. And guess what she has? A selfie with Tiger. She didn't get Tiger close. She's got a picture, and I've got some pictures I'm going to show you. She got this picture smiling. There's Tiger walking down the fairway. You know, she liked the selfie. You know, that was she knew the moment. You know, there's one thing that I do have to share. And you know, in condensing my notes, I think I left it out. But you know what? I know me so well that I carried the long version with all the pictures that you need to see. And I just want to close by sharing this. This is the picture of Dorothy at the British Open, and Tiger's somewhere out there somewhere. She's there. This is Dorothy in Dorothy's own words, because she had shared with me how much Mayor Dinkins meant to her. And to best sum up Dorothy Chin Brandt, I will choose the word she considered to describe her political mentor, the late David Dinkins, in his passing in 2021. Today, I join, and I threw her name in there. Today I join with the family of former Judge Dorothy Chin, in brackets Mayor Dinkins, in mourning the passing of an extraordinary lady who made an indelible impact on my life in a short period of time, teaching me as I shared my knowledge of golf. So I'm not guilty of plagiarizing. I said up front, I just used some poetic license. To know David Dinkins was to have known a servant leader with a caring soul. He looked at our Manhattan as a gorgeous mosaic. Dare I say that his vision for our community is an ideal that I truly hope carries over to our entire great nation, America. Thankfully, there are countless examples where he did his part to help us realize the power in striving to becoming that gorgeous mosaic. Lead by example. He practiced embracing diversity, leading by example, as well ahead of his time. Thankfully, he wasn't afraid to suffer the backlash which often comes with being a front runner for demonstrating the importance of diversity to America. Personally, I'm eternally indebted and appreciative for the mentorship I received at the feet of David Dinkins. Our connections is a testament to how he reached across the ethnic and cultural divide. My electoral experience as a pioneer in New York's Asian American community, it would not be remiss not to give credit to the huge boost I received via Mayor Dinkins' endorsement, advice, and mentorship. To me, that's a fitting tribute to her life, to what her life meant in the short time that she was able to share some things with me to help me become a little bit better at what I do. But that great mosaic that she spoke about him wanting this community to be is what she lived. That's why I'm here. That's why folks from across the spectrum have made their way here. And that's why advocacy, to make it known how great a person lived among you, I put that challenge out there today. Thank you for giving me a little bit of time to be an advocate for someone who has been an advocate for many. And thank you, Jack, for allowing me to be here to represent my family, my party, and her friends, who some of you saw on there. It was easy for Dorothy to make friends.